Hey, it's Petra, and I'm here to do a reading for Leo. This is number 5 in a new series that I'm starting here on this channel, Tarot Readings by Sign, getting to the heart of the matter, taking a look at what's going on in the heart space for Leo tonight. Fixed fire, checking in with fixed fire. A little word about how I'm doing these readings. I'm checking in with Leo energy itself. So I'm not reading for a collective of individuals. Like, I'm not reading for individual Leo humans. I'm reading for fixed fire. And however you relate to fixed fire, whatever your relationship is to that energy, that's how you can interpret and apply these messages. I'm just looking and offering my reflections, and I don't go into detailed storylines. I look at more general dynamics, patterns, archetypes, so apply those as you will. Fixed fire. Fixed fire. We are currently in cardinal fire season, Aries season. So how is fixed fire feeling at the moment? First, I'm going to take the bottom 3, and that, I take a look at how Leo is feeling. Then I do a 9-card spread as to why, what the situation is. And then with a separate deck, I pull 6 cards for advice, how to move through, what's the best way for Leo to proceed. And I think today I'm actually going to add in my runes, my rune stones. I think I want to pull a single rune stone at the end of these readings to get further guidance. I think I'll call it the power stance. Like, what's your power move? So we'll incorporate runes at the end. I'm currently in my apothecary. You can see behind me, I make herbal medicine and elemental magic, and all kinds of good stuff. You can check out my shop in the description. Just named that Inner Spark Alchemy, and I have a few tinctures, or I have one tincture up right now, and I'll be posting an elixir in a couple days, and I've got a few different spiritual protection tools for sale. A blessing salts and a Mars water iron essence. So anyways, Leo's got me self-promoting myself. Okay. Leo. How are you doing, Leo? How's fixed fire doing? 2 more shuffles. What is at the heart of the matter for Leo? What is at the heart of the matter for fixed fire? What is at the heart of the matter for fixed fire? During Aries season, at the moment right now, I'm going forward through the next cycle. You're ignoring something. You're ignoring something. You're ignoring some truth, some information, and there's something you don't want to admit. Knight of Swords is in reverse at the bottom, followed by the 4 of Pentacles in reverse and the 8 of Pentacles. You're ignoring something and keeping yourself busy with work, with responsibilities, with what you need to do, your to-do list. The practical matters. You're focusing on the practical matters so that you don't have to think about something. So you don't have to address something or talk about something. You're avoiding something. You're trying to, at least. You might just be trying to insulate yourself with work, and there's something pestering you, something on your mind, bothering you, bugging you. This could even be a person bugging you. This person's like, I'm busy, leave me alone. And this some kind of energy is coming in, like, but this needs to be talked about. Can we talk about this? And you are avoiding it. That's pretty simple. I mean, that's a pretty, not simple, it's just a direct, very direct message. Leo is avoiding talking about something, staying busy, avoiding thinking about something. Interesting. Now we have some fire here. We've got the Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this feels like something that you want to explore, something that's pulling on you, that you're denying yourself, that you're resisting. Because here you are, here's the 7 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. You're busy tending to, you're like, I need to complete this. I need to just stay taking care of matters. How I appear is important. You're kind of keeping up appearances. Again, there's like this Page of Wands and this Knight of Swords. They're both in reverse here. Something nagging. And it's this, Leo is doing this instead of being open to that. There's something nagging on you, but you're like, I have to keep up appearances. I have to keep up with a schedule. I have to keep up my duties, my responsibilities. I have a reputation to maintain. I have a position to maintain. There's something nagging at you. Huh. Okay, another Knight in reverse. And a third Knight. We got, oh my god, now we've got all 4 Knights. Holy shit. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. What is this, Leo? There's I'm sorry, that's hilarious. There's something nagging at you. Now we have more resistance, not moving towards it, not doing what you need to do, not taking steps towards it, not advancing anything. But then there's these 2 Knights and they're facing each other. This is passion and this is connection. There's like a juiciness or like a desire to connect, a desire to be open in a different way, to be creative in a different way that's being suppressed. There's potentially a connection with an individual, but all these Knights, that just feels like that's you. This feels like colliding, like your fire and your water. This is very juicy. This is a lot of motion and emotion, and it's like that is what's nagging at you. You've had your horses tied up in some way because of these responsibilities, because of these very practical, mundane things that have to be done. There's a lot of desire and emotion that has been building up inside you, Leo. I think you have been maintaining some kind of front, a show of strength. I'm gonna, show up in this way and handle what needs to be handled and save face, kind of. But I feel like there's a level of passion and desire that you have for someone, or just in general. Like, I kind of just feel like it's like Leo feeling really juicy and not having an outlet for it, and having to take care of a lot of to-do lists, and having to be, on parent duty, or on, at work, or taking care of elders, or there's some kind of like, I have to show up and be my straight button down self. But I've got all of this like internal fire, all this internal heat and juiciness. Like, quite literally, I feel like somebody is feeling themselves and having to keep very professional. Having to keep it, having to not address it, not admit it, not let it out, not express it. I'm trying to say this in the most like PG way possible. Because it doesn't, this is what I'm saying, I don't actually see an object of Leo's desire. It more just feels like Leo feeling your oats. Wow. Yeah. Look at this. You are working really hard to maintain this, to keep this together. We've got the 7 of Wands with the 10 of Pentacles and Strength in reverse. You are struggling to keep it together. This is funny. I'm sorry, it's not funny. This looks quite difficult to kind of restrain this amount of fire. This 10 of Pentacles is whatever this responsibilities are, right? You've got so many pentacles here. We've got the 4, the 6, the 8, the 10. Look at this. Right? You've got a lot on your plate. You've got a lot of day-to-day things that you have to do. Like, people are depending on you, right? You've got mouths to feed. You've got people to answer to. Real life grown-up shit, right? Like, responsibilities. There's some kind of either business, family, household, or like legacy kind of to maintain. There's something that you have quite a bit of responsibility. So you're really putting a lot of effort into restraining this wildness. Yeah, like, this is Aries season. It's funny, it's Aries season, right? And I think Leo is fixed fire, right? It's a lot more gentle and sustained, right, than Aries is cardinal fire. It's more, has more forward motion, right? So does Sagittarius. Out of the fire signs, Leo is the most kind of nurturing, right? It's like a fire that people can sit around and talk and enjoy food, and it's sustaining of life. Like, I think Leos are often at the center of a community. They're often at the center of their family, their friends. and they kind of sustain a lot of people with their light, right? With their heart. I feel like there's a lot of people around Leo that are like looking at you, depending on you, warming themselves around your fire, right? And Aries season has got you like wanting to run wild a little bit more and burn your fire just for yourself. Like to not have to be the nurturer all the time. Like there's this, because you see how all the pentacles, they're like small cards, minor cards, right? Like they're just the numbers. And then we've got the 4 knights, which they're on horses, right? These are the pages are just standing, but the knights are on horses because they're about quickening movement, like generating momentum, gathering speed. It's like I see Leo literally like surrounded by these people that you're supporting with your fire, and your fire just kind of like itching to get out, and you having to exert a lot of self-control, self-restraint, holding back. I think it's quite a struggle. Like the strength is in reverse, and we've got this man here, you know, pushing back, defending like his position in the 7 of Wands. So it feels like quite a internal battle, struggle. All 4 knights. That's fascinating to see. That's amazing to see all 4 knights. It just means that you're wanting to move. Like there's so much movement. And there's like these little things holding you back. Like they're not little. You're loyal to them. There's a lot of loyalty in the Leo energy. So it's almost like you're just like, I'm sitting in it. Like you're just kind of like, well, like I don't know how to explain it. It's like there's this layer around Leo, and that fire is just kind of like, it doesn't have anywhere to go. So it's just kind of like burning up. You're avoiding it. This Knight of Cups has been in every single reading that I've done in this series. It's like really putting yourself out there, right? The Knight of Cups, it's making an offer that really shows your hand. Like the Knight of Wands is like bursting forward and like expressing. The Knight of Cups is like actually putting something forward that invites something more, right? Opens the gates for something more serious, for something to grow and be nurtured. This is about expansion and like expanding territory. So it's like because they're facing each other, it's like it feels like this is all happening within you. You're like yearning for connection and yearning for freedom, all inside this shell of daily responsibilities. Ooh, that feels uncomfortable. That feels uncomfortable for a fire sign to have all that all those earthly responsibilities and all that internal heat. The 10 of Wands, burden. It's like you're really burdened and frustrated. keeping it together, like a great amount of effort just to keep it together. Like you're having to exert a lot of effort just to not like blow up, or like not even blow up. It's just like you're like, I have to keep this down. I have to keep this to myself. I have to avoid it. Don't talk about it. Don't say it. Okay, how can Leo best move through? How can Leo best move through? What can help the Leo move through? What can ease this for the Leo? Ace of Swords is on the bottom. Speak. The truth. The truth is what can eat. It's with. How do you. Underneath the Ace of Swords, here we have a repeat of the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles now in reverse. Here's this 8 repeated. We have the Page of Wands, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and now we have the Page of Pentacles. Stop stalling and speak. Stop avoiding it. Just talk about it. Just say just speak. Open your mouth. This avoiding that you're doing, right? And just, I'm just gonna put all my effort and energy and put my head down into my responsibilities. It's like, that's just you being afraid, right? Like that's just you procrastinating. That's just you having a reason. That's just giving yourself a reason to not speak. Interesting. Yeah, under it is the Empress and the Hierophant. You're very invested. Oh, wow. Okay. Damn. This is, how do I say this? Okay. If you don't speak, you'll regret it. We've got the Knight of Swords, the 6 of Swords, and the 5 of Cups. If you don't speak, like if you don't, or at least make room for the truth, at least make room for whatever this is that's nagging that you're kind of refusing to address. It's gonna create its own, it's gonna come out on its own. And it's like, it will create problems. It will create separation. It will create that truth. These swords, the 6 and this Knight in reverse, it's like, say it or it's gonna get said somehow. It's gonna get found out somehow. It's gonna, you can't keep this. Yeah, interesting that we got this Knight of Swords in reverse. Again, here, it's like, this is not ignorable. This is what this is saying to me. Like, this, if if you try to actually ignore this, um, you're gonna cause like separation and loss. And I don't think that that's actually the case if you were to speak on it now. It's like if there isn't room for this, I don't know, there's a break. There's some kind of break. Don't push it. Don't. Yeah, that feels like a pretty strong warning. Like, don't think you can maintain things like that, you know? This two Knight of Swords in reverse. That stresses me out. That's like, I think there's a level of um kind of like consequences. Like if you if you think you can kind of keep that contained, if you think you can ignore this, whatever this desire, it's like this move, yeah, whatever this movement is that you're trying to save face by not admitting, that is going to make it worse. It will come out somehow and it's going to make you worse. Like, you claiming it is how you disarm it. Okay? Trying to run from it, trying to not admit it, trying to run from addressing the issue or expressing it, it's like that literally, yeah, this could get away from you. Careful. Yeah, this is literally like trying to save face backfiring. um, your this is literally telling me like your best move is to just admit it, and stop hiding behind, oh, I have to save face, I have to save face. No, you need to admit it. You need to address it. You need to make space for it to be admitted. Like, Leo does not like to be humiliated, right? Leo does not even really like confrontation that much. I find, like, again, out of the three fire signs, it's the most nurturing and it's the least confrontational. It's bold, definitely, but it's almost like Leo is very aware of being perceived, right? And it is about the sun and the sun when it's at the height in the summer. That's when all the flowers are out and you can see everything and everything's visible. It's the spotlight, right? So our fifth house energy, this is our creations, our expressions, what we put out into the world. And this, so it comes with this awareness of humiliation, embarrassment, like, um, you know, not wanting certain things to be revealed and having this like very, I find a lot of Leos that I know like struggle with that, you know, always wanting to present a good image, right? Always wanting to come across well and not kind of almost like not even knowing how to not be in the spotlight, right? Like, so this feels like trying to save face gone wrong, right? Like trying to save face to the point that you're just not admitting something, and that this is like this having all these nights here, it's like that is undeniable movement. That is, if there's feelings that you have, if there's feelings that someone has, if there's desires, creative, it's like if you're itching to get out, if 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 you're longing for something, if there's something that is unresolved, unrequited, unexplored, but you're a fire sign, Leo, right? Like, you can't think that you can just not express those things and keep them, avoided, keep them at bay, so that you can just, I'm just gonna show up with this. I'm gonna present this image. I need to present this image. It's like, yeah, there's something here that could potentially be really devastating. I want to say, like, take that as a warning. Like, yeah, there's consequences to not admitting things just because you don't want to appear vulnerable. Just because you don't want to show your vulnerability. You don't want to show your ass looking foolish. Like, there are consequences to that too, right? There's this, like, don't get caught up trying to, like, save face to the point that you ruin your reputations or your relationships or cause these breaks. It's like, this Ace of Swords is your best move forward. I'm gonna pull a rune to also get a power stance for Leo moving forward. Yeah, I think this is really hard. I think whatever this is that you don't want to admit, it's like, that makes you feel vulnerable, that there's something about it of why you're not addressing it, why you're not admitting it, why you don't want to talk about it. It feels very tender, this Knight of Cups. And this sort of truth feels, yeah, it's like you don't want to talk about it. I get it. But know that there are dire consequences, like, to not showing that vulnerability or not addressing this truth, It's not too late. Talk about it. Allow space for that conversation. Allow that conversation to come to you if it's something I'm too busy. Oh, I'm too tired. Oh, I have to do this. I have to do that. Like, just allow that truth to come in. Okay. What is Leo's power stance? I pulled, can you see that? Rido, the journey, the ride, going for a ride. This feels very Knight of Wands, Sagittarius, fiery, exploring, experiencing. Not, Sagittariuses are, like, famous for being, like, the fools or the clowns because they just go and do and say whatever they want, right? And it's just kind of this, like, expansive fire. It's the fire that gets away, right? Or goes out, or it's the uncontrollable elements of fire. And this rune, the ride, it's about riding on horseback too, or being carried in some kind of vehicle, like going with that flow, going with that movement, allowing that movement to carry you. Interesting. I like that as a power stance for Leo, because to me, this especially combined with this Ace of Swords, it's kind of like speak your truth, let it out, right? Explore it. There's that fire, that internal fire that doesn't have anywhere to go, that motion. There's something that is nagging. It's like, let it out, release it, go with the ride. It's going to take you somewhere. There's yes, there's unknown elements, but it's I'm showing this like you can see it from there. This journey rune, it's like, yeah, it's letting your passions and your emotions speak, be expressed, to go with them, to explore them, to experience them, to see them, to go out into unknown territory, to go out into the big, wide, open world, right? And that's that escaping of this energy that has been so trapped, that you're working so hard to restrain. It's like letting it out to play, letting it out to explore. Yeah, there's something that's being denied that can be indulged, or there's something that is being resisted that can be gone with. Like, there's something you're resisting that you can actually allow yourself to be taken away by. That, like, all this resisting and saving face is actually going to be the downfall of this very thing that you're trying to uphold. Whatever these responsibilities, this structure, this 10 of Pentacles that you are busying yourself with to avoid this conversation. Like, it's doing that will damage this that you're trying so hard to save face about. Like, yeah, go with, let it play out. Let it, see how it will play out. That's what this says too. Like, see what happens. Like, I don't know, see what happens. There's this, like, you're avoiding it, but just see what happens. Like, interesting. Yeah. A lot of energy is being spent doing this, or a lot of time is being wasted, or there's something, it's like there's consequences to this avoidance. And that is very clearly like, see what happens. Just see what happens. Allow the space for that conversation. Allow the space for whatever that is, and see what happens. Tap into that Sagittarius energy, that Aries energy, right? Those other fires that expand and move. And see what happens. Okay. Thank you for being here, and I hope that was useful to you, Leos. Beautiful fixed fire, and I will do Virgo next, so I'll see you then.